Hello once again, everybody. Welcome along to Speedway Gladiators, the program that looks at speedway racing, particularly at the Robertson Prestige International Speedway, with the compliments of the team at Video Hub. Well, tonight we're heading up to the New Zealand side chair title, and we've got the creme de la creme in town, something like 30 visiting drivers and some local ones, of course, any one of whom could take it out. We're going to start the program, though, looking at some sidecar history. The Ray Tarrant, that was a very successful one run this year. Also the Manawatu Sidecar title and the North Island title as well. Let's kick off the sidecar racing for tonight with some of the highlights from the Ray Tarrant.
Red helmet means they're starting from gate 1, 3NZ, Jamie Moon, Patrick Larson. Blue helmet out there, the 97, the defending champion, two-time defending champions, Mike Zachan, Ben Franklin, and they make it a hat trick. Gate 3, it will be the 27B bike, Craig Bowler and Plummer, with the white helmets on the yellow helmets there, the 26B bike, that's Justin Lincoln and Tim Beaver. And on the outside, the 1NZ, the green helmet there, Dylan Moon, Sean Mason. They had to come through the repechage, or the runoff. All right, we get the revs up, and the tapes are up, we're underway. Oh, banging between the 3NZ and the 97, the two bikes there. And the 3NZ's got the jump. Here comes Zani, though, to the outside. We already know Jamie Moore and Patrick Larson, they've gone 3 from 3 in qualifying. Zani looks at the high line. Jamie Moore holding it tight down the bottom. Mike Zahn to the top. Yellow helmet of the 26B. Justin Lincoln in third. Here comes Mike Zahn to the top now. What can he do? Can he get this thing around the outside? 2 down, 2 to go. The 1NZ's in fourth, the 27's in fifth. They're watching all the action unfold. Mike Zahn, he slips back a wee bit, gets a run down the grandstand straight away. Keeps it tight. He's going to have to set the bike nicely for this last lap if he wants the trifecta, but I think the 3NZ's pulled away too far. Jamie Moon, Patrick Larson holding on. Mike Zahn's got one last chance. Gets a good run out of turn 2. He's going to take the dive to the outside in turn 3. And here comes Mike Zahn. Can he get the job done? Not quite. The 3NZ's going to take the title. 3NZ, Jamie Moon, Patrick Larson led it from the start to finish. The 97 of Mike Zahn and Ben Franklin home in the second spot. I feel bad for not talking about the other 3 through that race, but I tell you what, there was action aplenty up front as the next 3, they'd split themselves.
We've had some great sidecar racing over the season, particularly the Manawatu Champs. Some very interesting podium finishes. Let's have a look at the highlights.
Take 2. Well, looked like a good start from the 3NZ, but again, it's the 97 that gets out in front, Mike Zahn, Ben Franklin. And they've got a great lead already. Bowler and Plummer, they've slotted into that second spot. And here comes Wayne and Max on the 89. Once again, the first round heat winners. Sitting in that 1, 2, 3 spot, the 3NZ. They're back in the third spot or fourth spot. Looking to make it third round the outside of the 89. Can't do so. 7P tailing the field. Mike Zahn, Ben Franklin, way out in front. 27, Craig Bowler and Plummer, they've got second. Here comes a 3NZ underneath. Oh no, Wayne and Max have got it back. Wayne and Max slot back into third spot as the 3NZ just collected it. White flag, 1 to go though for Mike Zahn, Ben Franklin. 27 of Craig Bowler and Plummer holding on to that second spot. Wayne and Max led in third. And now the 7 bikes joined in on the party. Problems for the 3NZ. The 3NZ off. But they're out in front. They're way too good. Shut the door. Mike and Ben, they've taken it 4 from 4 tonight to take back-to-back Manawatu championships. The 97 bike is back on top. The Stinger is back on top. 3-time champions for this combo. 4 in total for Mike and Ben. They were unlucky at the Robin Pratt. That went the way of the 3NZ bike, who pulled off with some problems. but Manawatu champions yet again. Mike Zachan, Ben Franklin on the 97 bike. Give them a massive round of applause. 4 from 4 tonight.
Big night tonight at the Robertson Prestige International Speedway. It was the Manawatu Sidecar Champs, and a man who's done it before. Not boring, because it's so exciting to see these guys running out on the side chairs. And it is, of course, Mike Zachan and Ben Franklin. Mike, you've done it before, but it's never easy.
No, it's not easy, but I think probably the more you race, the more nervous you get. Really, you really want the titles, but that's not always how it works. It takes a lot of preparation and a good team and good package, and everything has to click.
I noticed that the first thing is to get out in front quick.
Exactly. Yep. That's all part of it. The gating is probably 80% of your race. It certainly makes it easier, and Benny gets us out the start pretty good now. So things are going good.
Well, the Manawatu Champs is always something worthwhile to hang on to, but around the corner, North Islands and New Zealand.
Yep, North Islands and New Zealand's, and we probably still got a few other fast guys to turn up. They only accepted 15 bikes for the Manawatus, and it's always like that. That's why we contracted here. I live in the Bay, Hawke's Bay, and I contracted back in probably 2005 because of the amount of bikes that they actually had here, and you couldn't get into race, so you had to contract here to be able to race the best, because this is where the best in the business race. So that's what we did.
Well, Ben, you're an important part of it as a swinger. Some would say that probably the most important part, but I know it's only part. How did you find the track, and did you find your job reasonably okay tonight?
Yeah, no, the track was pretty good. It's been good all year, I reckon. Bit slippery in one spot, a couple spots, and then in one race it was just real slippery. But it's just, like Mike says, just ride to the conditions and, get away with it.
So the North Islands and New Zealand's are on the way. What's your feelings about that?
I think we have a good chance, but you just can't count the chickens till they hatch, eh? So hopefully
it's a fast bike.
It is a fast bike. Yep, Mike builds a bike. He's got a couple of bikes there, and he builds a good bike.
And the thing is that with the gating, as Mike said, it's the most important part of the race. You've got to get a good start, get out in front, and before you get to the first corner, you've got to have some clearance. You've got to have some distance, and that's ideal, right?
Yep, yeah. The start is the one. Yep. If we get the good start, we're away, I reckon.
You're away. We're also lucky enough to have the North Island Sidecar Champs here. And of course, we had again creme de la creme of the riders around the country vying for that title. Let's look at the highlights out of the North Islands.
Starting on grid position number 1 will be the 89P. Wayne and Max Lett starting in the red helmet colour. Grid number 2 in the blue helmet colour for the top qualifiers, as yet unbeaten, the 3NZ of Jamie Muir and Patrick Larson. Gate number 3 in white, one of the repechage winners, 27B, Craig Bowler and Ann Plummer. And gate number 4 in yellow, second highest qualifiers, the 97P of Mike Zachan and Ben Franklin. And starting from gate number 5 on the concrete, the second repechage winner, the 96P, Mark Y and Josh Henderson. There cannot be any movement before those tapes go up. The green light is on, the hands are raised, tapes are up, let's go racing. AFC Motorcycles, North Island Sidecars, it's tight, very tight to turn number 1. And it's the bike on the inside, the 89. We've got 3 bikes coming together. 3 bikes will go in, we're going red. We have gone red. It was a very, very even start. Zachan got squeezed out on 4, you can see right there, he got shuffled over.
It got turned.
It was almost a half spin from the bike that was in 3rd place. We'll have to focus on that and see who that. Oh, have they sent them infield? They have. I think the 3NZ bike is going infield and is done for race 1. 3NZ bike will not score points in race 1. Here we go. Drop the green this time. Whoa, Bowler. A little untidy, but he propelled himself to the front. Mike Zachan's going to have to race and chase. Look at Zani on the outside. Bowler, though, similar horsepower, leads him down into turn number 3 as they all try and hug the pole line. The 89 bike's back there in 3rd. YY's in 4th on the 96. Bowler out in front from Hawke's Bay. Arguably one of the oldest pairings. I think they would have to be the oldest pairing in this lineup. Nice move by Mark Y in the 96. Moves up the inside for third. Got by the 89. 89's going to try and come back up on the dirt on the high line. Half race distance gone with Bowler and Plummer leading from Zachan and Franklin in second place. They're all staying down low on this track. YY's made his move up into third. That could be crucial points at the end of this round of 3 heats. White flag will come out this time with 1 to go. Still, you see the 89 bike. The Letts are working the racetrack, just trying to search for something. It's not there right now. And it's still Bowler out in front. Mike Zachan closes a little bit as they come down the back straight. Bowler's just got to keep it tight. He's got too much experience to throw this away, surely. As they come to the line, heat number 1 will go to the 27B, Craig Bowler and Plummer. Second spot, 97P, Mike Zachan, Ben Franklin. Third place will go to the 96P with a nice pass for Mark Y and Josh Henderson. This time, starting from the inside in the red helmet colour, the 96P of Mark Y, Josh Henderson. Gate number 2 in blue, the 89P, it's the Letts, Wayne and Max. Gate 3 in white, 97P, Mike Zachan, Ben Franklin. Gate 4, the 3NZ, starting in yellow for Jamie Muir and Patrick Larson. And on the outside, in the green helmet colour, your race 1 winner, the 27B, Craig Bowler and Plummer. Let's go racing, heat number 2, AFC Motorcycles, North Island Sidecars. What a start for Bowler. Bowler and Plummer on the outside. Whoa. Well, we may just go red here. That bike was impeded. We are. Oh, no, and Bowler's just going to be absolutely gutted to see the reds come on. And it looks like, yep, the 96 has been sent to the infield. Starter's happy. Tapes up. Let's go racing. Bowler with another great start. Wow, wheel stand. Contact as they went up into turn 1. We're going to lose one of the bikes. We go red again. Oh no, they're bringing the bikes in. So we'll see heat 2 at a later time. So again, 89 in blue will go from 2 with that gap on grid number 1. 97, gate 3 in white. 3NZ in yellow, gate 4. In green on gate 5. Heat 1 winner, 27. Oh, slow start for Bowler that time on the outside. And it's the 89 crew that are out in front. Here comes Zachan. Look at Mike Zachan. Rocket propelled. Whatever fuel he put in it during that break, that bike is on fire. Pre-controlled 97 out in front. Mike Zachan kicking on for home. Good race for second and third place now. The 89 crew trying to hold on for second spot, holding out the 3NZ of Muir and Larson. And the 27 of Bowler and Plummer at the back. The points chase wide open. Muir and Larson working over the 89. The Letts hanging on. Here comes Muir. Winds the throttle off the stopper, trying to find some grip out high. Side by side, handlebar heroes down into turn number 3. He'll switch back the attack. Look at that for a move. Bowler's trying to force the issue up the inside. 1 lap to go. What a pass for the 3NZ. Bowler now works that inside line. Well, it's going to have to come down here at turns 3 and 4. Zachan has just checked out. Bowler trying the outside. Zachan and Franklin win it. Muir and Mason second. Third place will go to the Letts. 27B, Craig Bowler and Ann Plummer. Currently on 5 points, will go from the inside in the red helmet colour on gate 1. 97P, Mike Zachan, Ben Franklin, currently meeting leaders on 7 points, will go in the blue helmet colour from gate 2. 3NZ of Jamie Muir, Patrick Larson, currently on 3 points, will go in the white helmet colour on gate 3. 96, Mark Y, Josh Henderson, currently on 2 points. In the yellow helmet colour from gate 4. And the 89 from Palmerston North, Wayne and Max Lett, currently on 3 points. In the green helmet colour, gate 5. Bowler, Plummer on the inside. Focused, ready to go. Tapes up, let's go racing, heat 3. Whoa, Zachan has gone to the grass. Now this could be an interesting call. Wow, the drama continues. And we see the 97 bike has gone infield. Starter's happy. Green light is on. Tapes are up. Let's go racing. Great start for Bowler and Plummer on the inside. They will dictate it through turns 1 and 2. Down the back straight, absolutely flat out. He's going to drift up a little bit high on the track. Here comes the 3NZ bike down the inside. Steamed through. Bowler came in just a little hot on the throttle. And Jamie Moon doesn't need any bigger gap than that. And he steamed through. And we could yet have a run-off, depending on which position that will be for. Ryan Henderson back there in 3rd place. 4th place, both Wayne and Max Lett not able to move forward in this heat. Well, it could be enough though for Bowler and Plummer. One lap to go. Larson on the back of the 3NZ bike with Jamie mashing the throttle. Down the back straight for the last time. 100 metres to go and they will move on to 7 points for your unofficial North Island champions. Craig Bowler and Plummer will finish up with 8.
Well, a wee bit earlier in the week we caught up with the North Island title holders. That, of course, is Craig Bowler and Anne Plummer. Well, the man who's the current North Island title holder, got to be in with a chance. I'm going to ask him about what he thinks his chances are. Craig Bowler, of course, and Anne Plummer, the combination. With us tonight, tell us a bit about your bike.
Well, what brought me back in, I raced for 24 years and then I gave up back in about 2004. And then I had 13 years off, and my son was quite keen to have a go, so I bought a motor and threw one together. But unfortunately, in the meantime, he crashed the car and broke his back. So he did get on and have a go, but so unfortunately he's not there. But I'm still going 4 or 5 years later.
And as a swinger, how long have you been doing it, and what skills does a swinger have to bring to the combination?
This is my 15th season this time round, but I'd done 4 seasons before I had children. As far as a swimmer goes, you've got to be in tune with your rider and trust your rider, because you've got to work together. Try and read what your rider is wanting and read the track at the same time, so that you know where you have to put your weight at the right time.
So how did you guys get together? How did that combination develop?
Well, it dates back to reasonable amount of time ago. When Anne first started the first time, she never swung for me full time, but she did a few meetings for us. We've done North Island's, New Zealand's meetings together. And I suppose like sidecar racing, like a lot of motorsports, so you get a friendship, a camaraderie, you know, so you keep in touch. And like Anne and got married to Tim and went up to Auckland, had kids. But when I came back racing, started out, I spent a bit of time up at Rosebank. Anne was swinging for Glen Murray and Palmerston at the time, so when I went to Rosebank, she was available to swing for me up there. And then I was lucky enough, I suppose, that when her and Glen went their sort of separate ways, she jumped on with me 3 years ago, 4 years ago, I can't remember.
It's hard to get a good swinger though, isn't it? It's hard to get a good one. I mean, that's what Horst was saying. We were talking to him about it, and he said that it's just to get a person that knows exactly what to do, and you've got to gel together. There's kind of an unspoken chemistry that happens between the rider and the swinger.
Yeah, you do. You know, like when you can talk before you go on the track, and you can talk after you come back in. But while you're out there doing it, you can't communicate. So you've got to just try and hope that. And there's a lot of trust, like in each other, because I know going in, if I'm going to go steaming into a corner and it's not right, you get a feeling. I know the feeling of the bike. I know how it should feel. If it's not right, I have to back off and because you got to. We don't want to crash. You know, you got to make sure that the team's going to get home. So, but when it's going good and you're gelling, it's a good feeling. And I suppose that's why we keep going racing. It's I don't go racing for the glory. I personally go racing for the fun, the excitement, and I enjoy it. You know.
And what do you get out of it, Anne? I mean, are you the same? You're there for the fun as well?
Yeah, I enjoy doing it. I love the speed. I love the adrenaline. It's good to push the limits and see what you can do yourself, and just to get that thing together with each of you, so that you can actually read what your rider's doing and know what he wants to do is really important. It's been good, and being having a friendship going as well certainly helps.
Well, you've taken the North Island title here. You know the Palmy track very well. You've done the Manawatu Champs a couple of times as well over the last 2 or 3 years. What else have you achieved?
Well, it was over 20 years ago I won the New Zealand Champs at Wanganui, but I've won a lot of, like as a thing, we've won a lot of provincial championships, and I've won the Grand Prix. This is the first time I've ever won the North Islands, but I've placed, I think, 15 times in the New Zealand Run Championships.
All right, Craig, and thank you for your time. I wish you all the best for the weekend. We look forward to seeing you here, and keep safe. And let's hope we have a fantastic championship, and let's hope that you're on either 1, 2 or 3 step. That would be nice, and you'd be quite happy to change the number on your bike at some stage.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
There we are, Craig Bowler and Plummer. Great combination. North Island title holder. Can they do the New Zealands? We'll find out this weekend. One of the most interesting part of sidecar racing to me has always been the starts. They always say if you get a good start, you've got a good opportunity of winning the race. Well, Ross McIntyre is the sidecar starter here in Palmerston North. He's been doing it for about 13 years. He's also the man that puts the draw together for the event as well. We caught up with Ross and we asked him what exactly is the starter's role here in Palmerston North. Most importantly with sidecar racing, the start is incredibly important. Well, the man who does that is Ross McIntyre. Ross, starting, you've done it for a while. Where did it first start for you?
Well, it was quite some time ago. It was actually about 12 years ago. Horse asked me to help him with some of the draws. So we come down to the track and he was short a starter one night. The guy let him down, and so yeah, we got signed in, did the health and safety brief, and he said, just get out here, line them up, don't take any rubbish from them, put your arms up, wait till the engines are on revs, then walk. And
so
it all sounds easy, but it's not.
You're the one that looks like the deodorant commercial.
Yeah,
like this.
Pretty much.
Okay, now what about your racing history before that?
I've not raced sidecars. I've been coming to Speedway for probably close on 40 something years now.
Yep.
I used to race go-karts was back in the day.
How many people ran go-karts and went to Speedway?
A lot.
A lot?
A lot of people, yes. Yeah. And I started in the karting, but always been riding motorbikes and that. I've definitely had a few burns on a sidecar. Wingnut lent me his bike, horses lent me his bike, we've had a go. And my daughter had a period swinging on a sidecar as well.
Oh, cool.
Unfortunately, my influence, I think, there.
All right, well, this is the big weekend. The creme de la creme is coming.
Absolutely.
We've got about 30 entries.
30 entries
and a few
confirmed.
from the South Island as well?
Yes, absolutely. I think there's 3 South Island bikes coming up to give us a nudge this year.
Yeah.
So that'll be real interesting to see how they go.
They race different tracks there, right?
Absolutely, yeah. There's different track services in the South Island. I think Nelson runs a clay track like us, but the Christchurch are specialist bikes tracks and further south. So yeah, we're a clay-based track here, so it'll be a bit more of a challenge for some of those guys. They've not raced clay. One of them came up for our North Island Championship and he did okay. So, and he's got his bike prep, so yeah, he could be a well threat. And if memory serves me right, he might have been 2 South Island or 3 South Island in the South Island Champs held earlier this year.
Now the start is important, but there are rules regarding the starting.
Yep, the start's absolutely critical for these guys, what they call gating or gating well. And you would think being on the pole line is always an advantage to a start, but not necessarily. It depends on the bike, the moisture levels in the track, where the grip levels are, and how you're gating. So for those guys, getting off the line is absolutely critical. Judging the clutch, the revs, and also the swinger plays an absolute key role, getting their weight in the right place. The rules have changed a bit over the years. There used to be a line, not anymore. So the current ruling for the refs to judge is another bike didn't impede another bike.
Right.
So basically you've got to go, and if you end up crossing the line, you cannot take another bike out. If not, you can be sent infield, or it'll be a restart depending on the nature of it.
Now if your wheel touches the gate before the gate goes up, you can be eliminated, right?
You're infield. If you touch the tapes, you're infield. You're not allowed to restart.
That's just for that race?
For that race, you're out. If you move, they can do a restart and you are allowed back and you can be given a warning. But we try to set them back just a little bit from the tapes, just in case there's a bit of rolling. They don't have brakes, obviously, and you don't want the guys with their feet on the deck. And with just the wheel ruts and that, sometimes the bikes can roll a little bit, and when they pull them up on revs. I'm not an expert on the bikes by any stretch, but I think a few of them are sort of running like a slipper type clutch, so when they hit certain revs, the clutch auto releases.
We often see the gate goes up, and there's often entanglement before the first corner. Now, does the referee have to make a decision on who impeded who?
Absolutely, he does.
Yeah.
He's got to make a call, and they've generally someone's at fault.
Yeah.
Sometimes they can absolutely call all bikes back. They can just call it what they call a first corner incident, and there's a little bit more leniency on a first corner incident versus elsewhere on the track if you bump into another guy. It's not rubbings racing, but you've got 5 big horsepower bike swingers trying to move. The bikes are a bit unsettled, the nature of the track, so quite often they will bang into each other a little bit.
Yep.
So if someone's sort of been impeded but it wasn't a deliberate, or they haven't boned them out, which some of them say that happens, they can say, look, it wasn't a great start, someone definitely got disadvantaged, come back around, but you can all line up again.
Yeah. Now, Ross, you've spent some time putting a draw together. What do you have to consider?
Oh, the draw is the most contentious thing out there, to be honest.
Everyone's
an expert.
I know you've what's named it.
Yeah.
I won't use the word. No, I'm just kidding. Everybody thinks that people, fix it.
Absolutely. Rob Miller knows I rig it every time.
Well, of course he does.
And that's why he's on the gate or out on the wall every race.
That's why he gives you $1,000 every night.
Absolutely.
So
it is incredibly involved, the draw.
What do you have to consider?
Well, the maths is actually quite phenomenal, and just as a by-the-by for anyone who watches the Speedway GP solo bikes, and it's the format, or it's a very similar format, I believe, that we're running for our finals night, which is the 4 bikes, 20 bike format.
Yep.
A guy did his doctorate thesis on mathematics on making that draw and how to get it. So you've got to have every bike race every bike. No one races the same bike twice, and you've got to try and spread the gates. So no bike has, all 5 races off the pole.
Yep.
For our qualifying format and on the other formats, it's impossible to get it what's called a perfect draw.
Yep.
Simply because you don't have enough races to race every bike. If we've got 30 odd bikes, I think we need 35 races to have everyone race everyone and then try and split the gate. So you've got to make it as balanced as possible. You've got to try and not have everyone, or you don't want the same 3 bikes, for example, racing the same 3 bikes in all 3 races. And you've got to try and give them a wall gate, a middle gate and a pole gate. And if you don't get a wall gate or a pole gate, you'll get 2, 3 and 4, 3 middle gates. So it just basically evens it out to give everyone a best shot. And yeah, when you do the draw, I've been doing them for over 12 years now, and you try and fine tune them and do them and get the numbers right and get the balance going on it.
Yeah.
And if you change one thing here and you think, oh, that doesn't look right, or on some of the shorter formats when we might have only 15 bikes here or something like that, he's racing that guy twice. So you put him in a different heat, next minute 2 poles, or you've now created a problem. You moved him with another bike and he's racing 3. So there's a lot of maths.
Mate, it's been great to talk to you, Ross. As far as your role is concerned, as you've said, as long as everybody gets good starts,
Yep.
as long as we don't take anyone to the hospital, as long as we have good tight racing, you feel you would have done the job.
Oh, absolutely. And Puck is doing out the track today the absolute everything they're doing to try and get us a 2-lane track. And we're interesting to see you get it right. If the big horsepower bikes, if it's out wide later on the night and the weather and as the temperatures change, some of those bikes, I've heard a few whispers, poking out 200, 204 horsepower. I believe one of the bikes is now. That's some pretty serious horsepower these guys are putting down. And if they can get that to the back wheel and not spin up the back wheels, you look for some electrifying racing.
Mate, thanks for your time. I appreciate your knowledge, your input, and we appreciate what you do in the start.
Absolutely.
So good luck for a great weekend.
Yeah, we should have a great weekend. Thanks,
Dave. We should, all the best.
Much appreciated.
Ross McIntyre, he's the starter. He's going to be a man that's hopefully going to keep them all right for tonight and tomorrow night for the AFC Motorcycles New Zealand Sidecar Champs. Well, that's Speedway Gladiators for yet another night. We're ticking down to the time. We're going to have the eliminations for the New Zealand Sidecar Champs, and of course tomorrow night we're going to have the finals. Who's going to be standing on the podium tomorrow night? Well, I guess all we have to do is sit back, strap up, and watch the racing.